in the air. David Tepper is the new owner of your Carolina Panthers. Admittedly, these last few months have been pretty crazy. There's been tons of speculation as to who would replace Jerry Richardson as the next big cat, the next Black Panther. Ultimately, Tepper beat out Ben Navarro, P. Diddy, and King T'Challa for the crown. But really, who is David Tepper? I mean, just a couple months ago, hardly anyone knew his name, and now he owns one of the most profitable franchises in all of sports. How did he get here? Well, unlike most of the league's owners, I'm looking at you, Jerry. He didn't inherit his family's fortune. He didn't get a small loan of $1 million, and his dad wasn't Mr. Monopoly. He actually grew up in a lower middle class Jewish suburb in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's right. Black and yellow flowed through the Tepper's veins like no other. Take what you will with that information. And though he could never afford to go to Heinz Stadium, his family never missed a Steelers game on TV. The guy says the Immaculate Reception made him into a football fanatic, and I can't blame him. I mean, it was an amazing play. So his dad being an accountant and his mom a school teacher gave David a pretty standard run-of-the-mill childhood. Well, almost. Even from a young age, David had a bit of a beautiful mind complex and was something of a math prodigy. Still, being a super shy kid, it was hard for his parents to bring him out of his shell. But it seemed like he found comfort in numbers. He was able to do complex math in his head by the time he was 4 years old. Those were the days. Do you remember what you were doing when you were 4? Yeah, me neither. His older sister even brought him in for show and tell, where they had to wipe brain matter off the walls when the kids witnessed the wizard living inside of his head. But as he got older, the kid opened up like a book, more so a Dr. Seuss book. He went from shy geekzilla to certified class clown. He saw the inside of his classroom as much as the inside of his principal's office. Still a brilliant kid, he didn't get the best grades because he just wasn't motivated enough to go to class. And when he did, his heart just wasn't in it. 'Twas below his pay grade. But outside of class, Tepper was at the top of his game. He starred in his high school production of Bye Bye Birdie, and with the help of his dad, learned to play the stock market along the way. These dollar days with dad actually brought him to the University of Pittsburgh, where he majored in economics. And the man was a natural, cruising into the Carnegie Mellon School of Business. And with the help of the Limitless Pill, the lore began. He rose the ranks of the hedge fund ladder, starting out selling junk bonds and quickly moving up to an executive spot at Goldman Sachs, where, and this is true, he did share a penthouse office with Mr. Monopoly. Tepper started to realize that, frankly, he was the best at what he did. He didn't need a boss to turn profit. And that's when he started Appaloosa, the business that catapulted him into the upper echelons of the Forbes 500. Get this, the guy actually named his company after a racehorse, and baby, that horse was off to the races. It took the industry by storm, and Tepper made a name for himself in the monocle-wearing circles. It was finally a wealthy man. He had so much money to blow that he donated $55 million to Carnegie Mellon, the school that made him. Like, Dave, you could have just let me know. I would have taken $1 million off your hands. I mean, if it was really burning a hole in your pocket, I'm there for you. And to all our viewers that are currently getting their MBA from Carnegie Mellon, you know, all three of you probably recognize Tepper. I mean, their School of Business has his name plastered up on the entrance. That's right. The Carolina Panthers aren't the only thing with Tepper's name on it. Matter of fact, they aren't even the only team with his name on it. The kid that grew up as a die-hard Steelers fan has actually been a minority owner of the team since 2009. The guy even owns 5% of the Steelers. But as a passionate sports fan, the just do it mantra rang true in Dave's heart. 5% wasn't enough for Dave. Enter Jerry Richardson, the big kid. After 23 years as the owner of the Carolina Panthers, the Southern legend decided to call it quits. Well, decided may be a generous word. But nonetheless, the man who will be remembered for bringing football to the Carolinas was putting his beloved team up for sale. And the call for suitors did not fall onto deaf ears. David Allen Tepper eagerly answered it. And when it was all said and done, our Carolina Panthers were sold for a record $2.25 billion, the highest amount ever recorded in the history of sports. And honestly, if you've been paying attention, this shouldn't be much of a surprise. Over the last 23 years, we've become an NFL stalwart, cementing ourselves as one of the most recognizable faces of the league. Our Southern spirit and keep pounding mantra have become an integral part of football in America. And though we may not have always been the most consistent, we've done more in 2 decades than many teams have done in half a century. I'm looking at you, Atlanta. Okay, besides the point, we all hate Atlanta, but David Tepper is the new owner of the Carolina Panthers. and it's going to be interesting to see how he leads this team into a new era. I mean, based off of what he said so far, I mean, I'm beyond excited. He sounds like a calculated Gettleman type who puts winning above all else, yet still has a heart for players. But like we've learned from Kanye, talk is cheap, and actions speak louder than words. I'm just glad to be along for the ride. Before we end, I just want to send my thoughts to Hog Molly connoisseur Dave Gettleman. You may have heard, but earlier this week he was diagnosed with lymphoma, a form of blood cancer. We obviously wish nothing but the best for Gettleman, who was as professional as can be during his time in Carolina. It sucks that life is so fleeting, but honestly, it gives us a moment to feel human. Do what makes you happy, hug those that you love, and know that tomorrow is never promised, but there's always today. Well, that is all we have for you today, Panther Nation. Do you like our videos? Do you want to see us post more often? Well, then let us know by liking, sharing, and of course subscribe. Gotta feel the love to give the love, you know? We are still planning to do another draft profile next, so let us know who you're looking forward to, whether it be Dante, Action Jackson, or Ian Thomas. Also, the fabled other half of the Brothers Blue is working on a draft highlight reel as we speak, and I promise, pinky swear, you do not want to miss this. And finally, do not forget to answer our question of the day in the comments section. How do you feel about David Allen Tepper? Do you like that we're moving in a new direction, or do you wish it would have been someone else? Get to typing. I'm excited to see what you have to say. I will see your beautiful faces soon. Stay blue, my friends.
I'm a boss like Bowser. Did it for my bro like Alja. Did it in a row like Alja.